Welcome to the black hole. I'm Ed Grothus. I've been in Los Alamos now for over 57 years. I came here in 1949. I was a machinist. But I got out of the machine shop and I got into a weapons group. And I worked in a weapons group where we made better atomic bombs. We decreased the size by 30 times while we increased the yield by 30 times. I quit in 1969 after 20 years. It was in the middle of the Vietnam War. I was an alternate delegate for Eugene McCarthy to the Democratic Convention in Chicago in 1968. Since I quit the lab, I've been the most outspoken anti-nuclear person. I've lost all my faith, not only the bombs, but the schemes and dreams of nuclear power. You can't get rid of the waste no matter what you do. And I point to the sun. That's the only good nuclear reaction around. The site is ideal at 93 million miles. Power output is essentially infinite, and the power distribution's everywhere. We'll survive on this planet if we learn to live with the output of that power supply. This is the evolution of computer hard drives. It was kilobyte storage on this. And from that, it comes to this. Then to this. Then to this. And then to this. 4 gigabytes storage. This is Don Pettit. He's an astronaut. He was stranded in a Russian space station for 6 months. When he came back, he said to Ed Grothus, the most unusual place in the solar system. This is the way atomic bombs are made. These are the high explosive shaped charges. You only have to have 2 molds, a pentagon and a hexagon. And the high explosive is about 1 inch thick, lays against a sphere. There's a detonator in the center of every hex and every pen. They're set off at the same time, 100 millionths of a second. We call that a shake in the lab. You have to have an atomic bomb as the primary for a hydrogen bomb. In order to get the fusion reaction going, you have to start with an atomic bomb. I laid this pattern out on this larger sphere. This is your nuclear world screwed. We've now spent $7 trillion on the bomb business, and you can't use the product. There's no cause, there's no reason to wipe out a major city anywhere on Earth. Kill 1 million people? What would be the gain? Sheer absolute madness, the whole nuclear business. And this is Excalibur. You pull that out, you become director of the lab. This is Tony Price. Tony was the atomic artist. Tony died 5 years ago, and he and I used to haunt the scrap piles, and Tony made all kinds of art pieces. Things like this here. But before Tony died, he made this for me. He called this Head on a Platter. Atomic Art Award to Ed Grothus, Head on a Platter. The only one to speak out against the nuclear madness in the city of Los Alamos, T.A. Price. We did our own Head on a Platter with this here. This is a can of organic plutonium. Christmas '96, I sent a can of this to President Clinton and to Vice President Gore. In my cover letter, I said, if you eat this, you'll walk with a halo. If you give some to socks, the cat will walk with a halo. And they took it as a threat and sent the Secret Service over here to see if there was any insanity in my family. This is my mock-up of the W-76 warhead. You can see that at the Bradbury Science Museum downtown, the BS Museum. It's run by the lab. This has a yield of 475 kilotons. It's enough to wipe out all of New York City. You can put up to 8 of these on one Trident submarine missile. 24 missiles on a submarine, and we've got 19 submarines. We can wipe out over 4,000 places on Earth, the size of New York City. And this is the only fun I have with that damn thing, you know, is like this. Hello.
How you doing?
Welcome to the black hole.
We've heard so much about it, and then we finally get here.
This is a weapon of mass destruction. This is a fermentor. And in a fermentor like this, you can make 50 liters of anthrax or those other biological bad things. They've been looking all over Iraq for one of these, and they can't find it because I let Saddam Hussein hide it right here in the black hole. Bush has now shown an interest. He wants to buy it. He's going to smuggle it back into Iraq. They'll find it, justify his war. And he can do all that for $50,000. Even I have a price, $50,000. Actually, it was used in the lab 30 years ago to make a kind of algae. It wasn't classified, it wasn't secret, but I have been unable to get the laboratory report on the experiment they did with this thing. You saw it right here in the black hole, weapon of mass destruction.